You are watching Park TV.
Welcome to Monadnock Tonight with your host, Steve Jackson. Coming to you live from the Park Theater in downtown Jaffrey, New Hampshire. Monadnock Tonight is pleased to welcome back Ben Robinson, the Artistic Director of Raylynmor Opera. Now sit back, relax, and here's Steve.
Well, good afternoon, good evening. Feels like more afternoon as the days are staying lighter later. But hello, friends. Welcome to the Park Theater and Park TV's Monadnock Tonight. It is Thursday, April Fool's Day, though I don't know if we have any tricks. We'll have to ask Ben. Maybe he's got something. April 1, 2021. It's about 5 p.m. here on the East Coast of the United States of America, and this is show number 70, even though I noticed the countdown was incorrect. It says show 69. That was with Emily last week. This is show number 70. 70 shows in the past year. Quite amazing. And I should also tell you, for those who are not around our area, it is definitely not so spring-like, even though the light might be a little bit later. It is 37 degrees. So let us just all hope and pray for warmer days ahead. And yes, I am Steve Jackson. I am the CEO of the Park Theater and your host for this program. And as always, we're so glad you join us. We are broadcasting from the new box office in the amazing Park Theater Performing Arts Center in downtown Jaffrey. And a very good friend of the Park Theater is on the show today. But before we begin, we have a few things to let you know that are going on with the Park Theater, at least virtually for the moment. First, in honor of the Oscar Awards on April 25th on the ABC television network, we will be saluting all things Oscar here at the Park Theater this month. First up, starting tomorrow, April 2nd, we are presenting for the third time the Oscar-nominated short films. And of course, we're showing the 2021 Oscar-nominated short films. And there are always three categories. You've got live action, you've got documentary, and then you've got animated. And these three categories have their own program so that you get to see all of the nominated short films, and then they add a few more on. So each program lasts, I think animated's the shortest at about just over 90 minutes, but the live action and documentary are about 2 hours. And but you get to see all the nominees. You get to see what some other ones that didn't make it but were on the short list, because the Academy Award does a short list before they get down to the absolute nominees. Plus, there are some other, they always throw in some bonus short films of just other great short films made from around the world over the past year. So let's take a look. Here is the Oscar Shorts official trailer. And hopefully this will inspire you. Yes, well, in theaters, and they are presenting them in theaters as well. But the majority of the theaters that are presenting them the way that we are, as we presented other new film content over the past year. We're showing them on demand for rental, and each category costs $12 per household for a 72-hour rental. You can save by buying all three categories for $30. So you can go to our Facebook page, you can go to theparktheater.org, or you can call us at 603-532-8888 at the box office and purchase tickets for it. We're going to have them here. They start tomorrow, but they will be on uh, through the Oscars on April 25th, and probably for a few weeks after that, because you'll want to see who the winners were from the nominees. Um, Also, later in the month, other things going on. We're going to be showing free films that were Oscar winners. We are going to have a contest later in the month where you have a ballot. You can pick, see if you can pick the most winners before the contest, and that'll be fun. We're also going to be having an Oscar chat panel with some very famous folks from local and beyond who will be talking about the Oscar nominees, the Oscars, and film in general over the past year. But our first Oscar free film is going to be Rebecca. Now, if you've never seen Rebecca before, see it. And this particular link that we're providing at Park Pixflix is a beautiful restored copy of the film, directed by Alfred Hitchcock, stars Laurence Olivier and Joan Fontaine. And it was brought out in 1940. It won the 1941 Academy Award for Best Picture. So just to give you a taste of that, here is Rebecca. And this was the trailer that was used probably right here in the old Park Theater right after it won Best Picture in 1941.
Announcing the return of the most glamorous motion picture ever made, David O. Selznick and Alfred Hitchcock bring you the Grand Slam prize winner that made motion picture history. Winner of the Academy Award, voted by America's critics as the best picture of the year. And now, as a result of a national poll, winning new honors as audiences throughout the country vote to see it again. The Selznick Studio's successor to Gone with the Wind, Rebecca, brought to the screen with all the warmth and emotion that made millions of readers acclaim Daphne du Maurier's bestseller as the most exciting love story of our time. The fascinating Max de Winter lives on the screen in the person of Laurence Olivier.
Why, it's Max de Winter.
How do you do? The shy, unsophisticated young girl who dared to follow in the footsteps of the beautiful Rebecca is portrayed by lovely Joan Fontaine.
How could I ask you to love me when I knew you loved Rebecca still? Whenever you touched me, I knew you were comparing me with Rebecca.
What is the mystery of Rebecca? What dread secret is hidden within the silent walls of Manderley?
It's not only in this room. It's in all the rooms in the house. I can almost hear it now. Do you think the dead come back and watch the living?
Tell me, is Mrs. Van Hopper a friend of yours or just a relation?
No, she's my employer. I'm what is known as a paid companion.
I didn't know companionship could be bought.
There is mystery, love, and laughter in Rebecca, the motion picture still unsurpassed for suspenseful romance.
Well, trailers went on forever in the 1940s and 50s, so I didn't want to have to. But I think you get the gist of it, and it's a beautiful film. And as I say, the quality of that trailer is not at all like the quality of this link that we're giving you on YouTube to just a pristine copy of the restored Rebecca, and it's really amazing. So how do you get to it? You go to theparktheater.org, and on the top right, you click on Park Pixflix, and it will take you right there to not only that film, but everything else that we've shown previously. or just find one of the posts in Facebook and you'll be able to click on that and go directly there. Now, the next film that we just want to highlight, last film, is starts tomorrow, and it couldn't be more different. It's a brand new film, and it's an award-winning film as well from Africa. It's called It's Not a Burial, It's a Resurrection. It was the winner of the World Cinema Dramatic Special Jury Award at the 2020 Sundance Film Festival. I'm going to let it speak for itself. It's a bold film.
Bari ha o ka thea tsebe mobung wa Nazareta o tla ikutlwela dillo le ditshebo tsa bafu ba nyametse ke dihohola meya ya bona e hua botebo.
Like I say, it's visually stunning. It has a lot to do with climate change as a storyline there, and but the performances as well as the visual, the cinematography is astounding. That film is you can rent it for $10 for three days, and again you can go to probably the easiest is just to go to our Facebook page, and they're going to be posts there already is a post on there now, and there'll be posts tomorrow about it. Just finally, just want to let you know Earth Day is coming up here in Jaffrey, and there's so many things going on Earth Day around here. We wanted to make and we're part of it. But Jaffrey's going to celebrate Earth Day with a series of events for the month of April. All events are free and open to the general public. The series opens with the Tribeca Film Festival selection, Kiss the Ground, which is a groundbreaking documentary that argues that the importance of not breaking the ground, but rather by healing it, and which is kind of an interesting one, as if you match that up actually to It's Not a Burial, It's a Resurrection. It's a good combo, but it's a hopeful film that explores how the earth can restore, and it's not catastrophic. It's catastrophic if we don't do anything, but it's I think you're going to enjoy it. It's an hour and 25 minutes. It's going to be available for free streaming on Wednesday, April 7th between 4 and 10 p.m. Just go to the Jaffrey Climate Initiative on Facebook or write to jaffreyclimate@gmail.com to sign up for the free link. And Everything Earth Day is a collaboration of the Jaffrey Climate Initiative, Jaffrey Parks and Rec, the Park Theater, the Town of Jaffrey, and Team Jaffrey. And that's the name of that tune. But the most important tune is the following tune, which is our guest today. And our guest today is, and I think everybody in our audience knows Ben, but Ben is the artistic director of Raylynmor Opera. And through the magic of the internet, once again, we bring you Mr. Benjamin Robinson. Hey, Ben.
Hi, Steve. Thanks for having me back.
Thanks for being with us. And there's lots to talk about with Ben, but one thing, before we get into the Raylynmor news, Ben's got a current project going on, and why don't you tell us about that and actually where you're streamcasting from now?
Yeah, I'm streamcasting from Canyon, Texas, which is in the Panhandle just south of Amarillo. I'm here directing Puccini's Suor Angelica, which is a one-act opera that had its premiere in 1918 at the Metropolitan Opera in the midst of the Spanish flu pandemic. So here we are, 103 years later, and it feels like same old hat.
Wow. And how long will you be down there for that?
I'm here for another 3 weeks. The performances are weekend after next.
And how... And again, the producers of this are?
This is being done by West Texas A&M University.
Yeah. And
how are the music program?
And how are they providing in terms of protection for rehearsing an audience for COVID? Are there anything special that they're doing?
Yeah, they have taken quite a bit of precaution, and I wouldn't have felt comfortable if I hadn't known that they were taking such significant action. The university has really gone out of its way to vaccinate as many people as possible, and they have a lot of vaccine here, and they have really done a great job getting that out. We're doing everything with masks on, and we're rehearsing in gigantic rooms. They are planning on having a reduced audience. There are still capacity limits on the theaters here, but they are planning on spacing the audience out and actually presenting this live and in front of people in a couple of weekends. So fingers crossed, and we continue to really just make safety the #1 priority.
So no virtual for us to see it?
At least not yet. We'll see. We'll see what the pandemic deals us out in the next, couple of days, but likely not.
Likely not. Well, then let's turn the table. Good luck with that. But let's turn the tables over to Raylynmor. That because there's a lot of news going on in Raylynmor, and but before you chat about what you're working on in terms of planning for the future, I know there are 2 programs that were virtual that you've done that are still available. And
yes.
I just thought if you want to, Ben's brought along trailers for them, but if you want to talk about the 2, Ben, and we'll talk about one, show the trailer, and then talk about the other. We'll go from there.
Sounds like a plan. I'll start with our first from this year, which was a one-act production of Ruggero Leoncavallo's Pagliacci, which is the story of a troupe of clowns, and there is infidelity and spousal abuse that's going on. And it's this glimpse into sort of the seedy underbelly of this traveling troupe. And one of the things we were sort of trying to tap into is this this urgent sense of what domestic violence is inside of what the pandemic has brought about. And we wanted to be able to capture the pandemic experience through the art. And so we, rather than just sort of trying to shoot around the pandemic or apologize for the pandemic, we set the action in the present, and we connected everybody via the exact sort of medium we're using now, this video chat. And we shot characters in 3 different states. There was, the central couple is married, and so they were an obvious, quarantine compatible couple, and they quarantined with another singer who is the 3rd person in the tryst that is going on. And then we shot everything else and stitched it all together to make it sort of look cohesive, and that there was a logical way to connect everybody, even though they weren't physically together. And I'm really particularly proud that all of these singers, they remotely filmed themselves doing this, all in with iPhones and all with incredible 4K technology. And then we put this whole thing together. We acknowledge the fact that it's, being done remotely and that it sort of is nodding to video chat. But then after that, we really just tried to make it a movie, which is exactly what it was. So Pagliacci premiered in October and is still available to rent through Raylynmor.com.
Well, then let us take a look at the trailer. Here we go.
concetto vi dissi, ora ascoltate come gli è svolto. Andiam, incominciate.
A little bit of drama.
Yeah, pay no attention to the dates, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, that's really. I'll tell you, it's amazing what production values you can get. I mean, it really looks good.
It was a saving grace this year because, as everybody knows, nonprofit performing arts organizations faced just perhaps the biggest crisis that we've ever faced, in our lifetimes. And in so being able to do this, we were able to employ artists, keep connected to our audience. And in the research of how to do it, basically the word was either go out and buy some $5,000 cameras and get a crew, or if you don't have the budget for that, use your iPhone and you will get almost all the way there.
Yeah. No, you can see it. You can see it. I mean, it varies, but on almost most of those shots, they look like they were shot on a very expensive camera. But more importantly, it's the performances, obviously, that come through. And so that is available, and it's $10.
Yes, $10. Available at www.raylynmor.com.
Yes, not to forget that. And we'll show this again. Very simple, raylynmor.com. And you can see that. And it's up there right now. Easy to click and get your ticket for your online viewing. And then, Ben, what is the other program that you have as well?
Well, I'm really excited about this most recent launch, Steve. We just last Friday released a 40-minute version of Mozart's third opera that he ever wrote. It's called Bastien and Bastiena. And it is the story, it's a 3-character opera, and it's the story of 2 young lovers who have sort of a falling out and a misunderstanding, and it's all based off of rumors and lies that are being perpetuated. And the woman enlists the help of this local quack who calls himself a magician. And he says that he can help her. He sort of pretends to do something. And lo and behold, everything gets resolved. And they thank him profusely for helping them. And as we were conceptualizing this pre-pandemic, we were always planning on making this some kind of commentary on the usage or misusage of social media, because social media plays a lot into what misdirection can do, and kind of putting up a veneer in what fake news is and what real news is. And so we decided to have a lot of fun with this one and have the whole thing, again, limited by the fact that we couldn't actually produce together. We decided to remotely shoot the whole thing and have this sort of social media e-manipulation drama unfold. And what came out of it is a movie that is really great for the whole family, 40 minutes long, very funny. And I wrote a new English libretto for it. So it's all in English. And for the singing parts, there are still English subtitles, just in case anybody has trouble understanding English text when it's being sung.
Yeah.
And it is really fast, really fun. And maybe most remarkable of all, Mozart wrote it when he was 12 years old.
Oh, good Lord. Wow. Wow. I'm trying to think of what I was writing at 12 years of age.
I wasn't doing anything nearly that significant, I can tell you.
No. Well, here is Ben's trailer for Bastien et Bastien.
Like it, post it, tweet it, post it, snap it, toast it, take it, talk it, get it, rock it, weave a rumor bittersweet, with a tabloid ready tweet, watch the viral spiral flow. Tweet, and start the show. Trending, CNBN in the Mozart-Carbergian hashtag magic. Hercules, yes, that's my name. Social media is my game. Trust in me, I'm up to speed. If you doubt me, check my feed.
Well, that's naturally fun.
It's fun, and after just sort of seeing where we were this spring, we have really felt very fortunate to have such wonderful supporters of Raylynmor that have seen what we're doing and have helped us out this year and have reached out to us. And this goes for the New Hampshire State Council on the Arts and the New Hampshire Charitable Foundation, all these organizations that are really sort of stepping in and making the arts still happen. And we've decided to release this for free to our audience. And it's available both on YouTube and Vimeo. The Vimeo ends up with a little bit better video quality, and the YouTube's perhaps a bit more accessible. But it's free, it's really short and fast, and if you want a palate cleanser from heavy-duty Netflix stuff, this is your opera, and it's great, again, for the whole family.
And again, you can get to it by going to raylynmor.com. I also must say, and at first I thought it was CGI, but that one gentleman's glasses and bow tie, I want one of those.
Well, it's the magic of Amazon, and you can go and get yourself something. You can plug yourself into the wall, and you can turn yourself into Las Vegas in about 2 days, maybe 1 day if you have Prime.
Well, it adds to the production value and fun, and possibly having it at home as well. All right, so Bastien and Bastien, and that's free, and it's for the whole family, written by a 12-year-old.
A very talented 12-year-old.
Well, yeah, not your average 12-year-old, but think about that, folks. And then now let's switch gears, Ben, and bringing your crystal ball and your planning guide. What's in the future as we move through the next several months into the fall for Raylynmor Opera?
Well, we are getting excited about getting back to in-person performances, and I'm excited to say and very very thankful to say that I have jab number 2 in my right arm, and that happened about 2 hours ago. So I am feeling very fortunate.
Yay!
We are all moving in the right direction, and of course we are very excited about the possibility of being in the Park Theater and performing our next production, which is Verdi's Aida, which is a gigantic production, epic, and yet we are going to do it on Raylynmor's terms and Raylynmor's size and scale. And it's going to be no less grand than when you've seen it elsewhere, but it is going to really be unique. And that is coming up August 27th and 29th of this year. We have a whole bunch of contingency planning in place, as any organization does right now, which is just sort of, making safety the priority for our audience, for our performers, for everybody involved. And so, as with anybody these days, there's sort of 6 plans behind every one big plan.
Right.
But we are looking forward to that, and I think I can, maybe I might get a little like smack on the wrist later for telling you, but I can also, I think, reveal our whole season right now, which is that we are then in early October producing another Mozart, the fabulous The Marriage of Figaro, which is one of his mature comedies, and it's just fun and funny, but just sensuously gorgeous throughout. Perhaps one of the greatest works in all of Western music. And then we are shooting another film in collaboration with my other company, Opera Ithaca, and Resonance Works Pittsburgh, which is a very innovative multimedia, multi-genre company in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And we are shooting a film version of Hansel and Gretel. And this is going to be partially filmed in New Hampshire, and that's releasing just in time for the holidays in December. And then we are closing our season in the fashion world, and we are doing Rossini's La Cenerentola, or Cinderella, but we are setting it in the high fashion world of Milan. And her evil stepfather and her stepsisters are fashion wannabes, and Cinderella is the true artist, and she meets somebody, this prince, who, is probably going to end up being like Gucci or somebody like that. And anyway, of course, she ends up happily ever after, but with a lot more fabric and sewing and catwalks and photographers and models and magazines. It's going to be a blast, and that's going to close our season in May 2022. So we are really about to get back up and running full steam, and we can't wait.
Very exciting. And the Park Theater, we've been waiting for this moment ourselves. Raylynmor has been in terms of live performance, really pretty much at the top of the list of that we want to make sure that we provide a good home for. And we're working on that now, and God willing, we will be able to do that at the end of August. So for starters. And,
well, one way or the other, we're going to be there soon, and we can't wait, because we drive past it, we see the progress on Facebook and everywhere, and it's exciting, and we can't wait to have that home at Park Theater.
Well, we can't wait to have all of you guys here. So we cross our fingers, say our prayers that that will all be able to happen. Well, you've given us a lot of news, Ben, a lot of news. I hope you won't get thwacked for it, but you're revealing so much today.
I think it's pretty safe to say at this point, and
it's exciting. I have to say, you're building excitement for the Raylynmor brand, and that's pretty easy to do based on your track record, and quite honestly, but it's exciting stuff. It's very creative stuff. I'll never forget when we were still in construction, the Park Theater, and I was taking Ben on a tour, and the stage was done, but I mean, was done to the point where we poured concrete on the floor. But Ben and I told him about how we have these retractable seats that create spaces. And Ben's saying, well, you know, we could put it right in there and we could forget the stage and we just do it in the round and we do this, we do that. And his creative juices were just flying. And so I know whatever Ben does, and certainly what you can expect here at the Park Theater of what Ben puts together is going to be massively creative and entertaining. So we cannot wait.
Well, it's certainly the product of great planning and a space that's truly inspiring. And to see it so close is just, I'm overjoyed, and I know everybody feels the same way.
No, it's just waiting. At this point, it's just waiting, to, as you say, to be safe for our guests, safe for our performers, safe for our staff. That we want to make sure is number one. And when that time comes, we're going to be opening our doors. And stay tuned, because it's not that far away. And things happening in the new, you know, I tell people every 2 weeks we could possibly change where things are going.
Of course.
But tomorrow in the state of New Hampshire, anyone over the age of 16 can get in line for vaccinations. That's a good thing. That's a very, very good thing. And so I think it makes everyone, especially in the business of communal get-togethers, whether you're theater, restaurant, anything that you're pulling people together, that's very positive news.
Indeed.
Well, Ben, good luck with your current Texas project.
Thank you.
I also must say, I find that is a stunning picture or illustration of a lion behind you.
It is, and I'm going to have to pass my compliments along to my esteemed colleague, who was, in fact, the star of our production of Pagliacci at Raylynmor. And so that's the connection down here, and I have to ask her about a lion and report back to you next time.
Okay. All right. Well, all the best to you, and congratulations on your second vaccination. And we can't wait till you're here, and we'll give you another updated tour as soon as you're back in town, Ben.
I can't wait, Steve. Best to you and to everybody.
All right. Thanks, Ben. Thanks, Raylynmor Opera. You know, everyone's chomping at the bit at this point, but I'll tell you, to have Raylynmor Opera here, and as I keep saying it, because he is such a creative man, creative individual, that what he can do, and also make opera very accessible as well, is extraordinary. And all the team, the board of trustees, the players, and with Ben at the helm, great stuff. So stay tuned. That's all you got to do, is stay tuned. We're coming to the end of our show, but I just want to let you know we're going to have a surprise musical guest next week. Surprise. And then, as I mentioned earlier, on the 15th, on Thursday the 15th, Earth Day, everything Earth Day. And we've got a lot of surprises that day. On April 22nd, we'll be doing some, because the Oscars are April 25th, we'll be doing some Oscar chat. Plus, we will have we will have Jared Mazzacci from Andy's Playhouse, who will return to talk about his new virtual play being produced by the LA-based Geffen Playhouse. And that's pretty much, that's a show, ladies and gentlemen. And we are glad that you were here and to be able to join us. And as we always like to ask you, if you have ideas for us, and we do get people that bring performers and other people in the community to our attention, and we thank everyone for doing that. It's really wonderful. But you can also consider sponsoring us. But certainly, if you have an idea for the show or a comment on the show, send it to parktv@theparktheater.org, or call us at 532-9300, 532-9300. And I think we're just hoping that the next slide, will we put it up? There'll be a day we're not going to be putting it up. And but it's just we're not out of the woods yet, but we're certainly getting there. But remind everyone just to be safe, be healthy, always be kind to all, be hopeful, because we can do this. Again, this is Steve Jackson for the Park Theater. Thanks to my guest, Ben Robinson and Raylynmor Opera. And we will see you next week on Monadnock Tonight. And have a great week, folks.